Well, hello. My name is Father Tom Oates. I'm from the Archdiocese of Boston. I have been working here in Ecuador for 2 years, and prior to that worked for 8 years in Santa Cruz, Bolivia. I'm very happy to be able to serve here at the age of 67 in an area that is very poor, where the people are very rich in other aspects of their lives, rich in prayer, rich in faith, rich in kindness to one another, rich in sharing the very little that they have. So it's a pleasure to be able to talk with you and show you a bit of our village. Thank you. I'm working in an area called Canal 8. It's a canal that carries water from one end of the country to the other. And each time they fill it up with water, we lose 3 or 4 children who are swimming in the canal, though they are warned constantly not to. There's also a television station called Canal 8. And people say, "Where do you work?" I say, "Canal 8. They say, "Oh, it must be very exciting and very interesting." And I say, "Yes, it is." Little do they know that it's an actual canal carrying water. This whole area is populated by people from all 4 corners of Ecuador. They come here seeking a better life by being closer to a large city where they might make a living or eke out an existence selling soda in the streets or working a small job in a store or digging up the street during the hot days of Ecuador. It is a wonderful opportunity to be able to walk with and to observe and to pray with and to worship with those people who are so poor and so desperate. They're very poor people, but very rich in culture, in faith, in their love of God and neighbor, their willingness to share the very little they have with others. It's a wonderful example for me as a priest to see such a living faith, the type of faith that the people had who followed Jesus very closely. What do the people do for a living here? Most of them have to leave here to find a living and travel to the city about an hour's trip away and return late at night. Some of them are single parent families, mostly women. And it's extremely difficult for them to get up early, work all day, travel to and from work, and find someone to care for the children, most usually the grandmother or grandparents, and then return late at night around 8 o'clock and begin to cook supper for the children. It's a very difficult life, but one that is faith-filled and persevering in their love and support for their children. One day I went to a house to bring the sacraments to a very old couple. I went in to visit the man who was 89 years of age, named Gabriel. I gave Gabriel the sacraments of penance and communion and holy anointing, and then went to the house immediately next door to visit his wife. And there she was, stretched out on the floor. That's where she lived. That's where she spent all her days. She refused to move over to the little shack next to the house to be with her husband because there was no electricity there and because half of the house was missing. And so I, through the help of people in the United States, I gave them a few dollars and bought the materials to build an added wall onto the house and to buy her a bed and to get the electricity in there, which cost $75. And there she lived until just a few weeks ago when I went there for the wake of both Gabriel, and his wife, Gertruda. Both of them saints in heaven. The educational system here is lacking. The government speaks of providing materials and books and supplies to the schools, but many times, most times, that type of help does not arrive. So the children are going to school, writing everything down in their notebooks, and they must pay about $20 each to register in school and to buy the supplies that are necessary to go to school. If they can't afford that, they are not allowed into the school. They also must buy uniforms, which cost about $40. Now, if you have 3 or 4 or more children, to come up with that money all of a sudden is extremely difficult. It's difficult because the average worker, for example, a construction worker, would receive almost at most $10 a day. Sometimes he would receive 8 or 7. And that is supposed to carry his family through for the week. The money is always handled by the women because they guard it, because most of them don't drink it. And they run the household with those few dollars. So they're always at the edge. They're always halfway between heaven and earth, and it's only the Lord and His grace that pulls them through, and the goodness and kindness of their neighbors who help from time to time. The health system here is also poor. People who need operations postpone them because they don't have the money to even get in the door of the hospital. And so they postpone vitally needed health care because of financial reasons. So with the help of people in the United States, in a small way, as a missionary of St. James the Apostle, I can assist families in dire straits and get them through their operation and get them restored to their family. Many people come to the church to be baptized in the waters of everlasting life. It's a very significant sacrament throughout the Church Universal, but particularly here in Canal Ocho because the area is so dry, so hot, so humid, and so difficult to live here. It's also interesting to note that the people don't have running water here. Jesus told the woman at the well, follow me and I'll give you running water, clean water, fresh water. And that's what the people here need. But they don't have it. And so they buy a barrel of water for 70 cents and a barrel, if you have 3 or